Welcome in Babita's science tutorial, and let's start a new topic of this chapter 1, chemical reactions and equation, and this is the third part of this chapter. In the previous chapter we have discussed many things about chemical reactions, chemical equations, reactants and products, and about the number of atoms also. Now let us start this topic 1.12, that is a balanced chemical equations. Here balanced a chemical equation. In the previous topic I have given the definitions of the balanced equation. Balanced equation means when the number of atoms in the reactants is equal to the number of atoms of an elements in the products, then we can say that it's a balanced. And chemical equation we can write in the two way. In the first way is in the word, that is called the word equation, and if we would write in the symbol, that is the simplest way which we used in writing the chemical equation. The best and simplest way to write the chemical equation is used to symbols of a elements. Now I would like to give the definition of a balanced chemical equation. The definition of a balanced chemical equation is the process of making the number of different types of atoms equal on both the sides of an equation is called the balancing of a equation. Now let's start from here. Uh, recall recall the law of conservation of masses that you studied in the class 9. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed in the chemical reactions. Yes, this is very important. This law of conservation of mass is a very important. They want to say that mass can neither be created nor destroyed in the chemical reactions. This is the total mass of element present in the product of the chemical reactions has to be equal to the total mass of the element present in the reactants. Now students, suppose that here what's the meaning of this one law of conservation of mass, and what they want to say here, total mass of elements present in the products. No, the mass means molecular mass. No, if we calculate the molecular mass of the reactant is equal to the total mass of the product, that's why we can say that mass can be neither created nor destroyed in the chemical reactions. This is very in when we balance the chemical reaction, the students keeps one thing in the mind, that you will not change the formula of any element or a compound to balance an equation. This is a very important thing, and I told to you that in the chemical when you balance the chemical equations, then mass can be neither be created nor be destroyed. I already explained you that total mass of the reactant must be equal to the total mass of the product. No, let's move on. Then has an equal to the total mass of present in the reactants. In other words, the number of atoms of elements remains the same before the after a chemical reactions. Hence, to balance a skeletal chemical equation is the chemical equation. Let us learn about the balancing chemical equation. The students, here you will see, let's balance this equation. Now the word equation, this one is your word equation. Why it is called the word equation? Because it is written in the spelling zinc. This actually the symbol of the zinc is Zn plus sulfuric acid. The formula of the sulfuric acid is S2SO4, but in place of a symbol they are using the zinc spelling spelling of a zinc and sulfuric acid. That's why it is called the word equation. And you will see here zinc and sulfuric acid is your reactants. Zinc plus sulfuric acid is a reactant, and after combination, when zinc plus sulfuric acid is combined, then it will give rise to zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. Students, hydrogen is about here. Hydrogen is the gas here. Hydrogen is the gas here. Now this is called your word equation. No, now you will change this word equation with the help of the symbols. No, now see here, in place of a zinc, they are using here symbol of a zinc. Sulfuric acid S2SO4. When the zinc is combined with sulfuric acid, then it will give rise to new products, that is a zinc sulfate and plus hydrogen gas. This is your word equation. No, and in place of this word equation, here they are using the symbols. No, now let us examine. Now move on. Another point. Let us examine the number of atoms of a different elements on both the sides of the arrow. Now both the sides of the arrow means what? Means this one is a reactant and this one is the products. Now you will calculate the number of atoms. Students, I told to you that this one is your left hand side and this one is your right hand side. Left hand side is the reactants. Left hand side is about, it is a reactants. No, and this one is right hand side, it is your products. This one is the products. Now you have to calculate the number of atoms. Is the number of atoms of reactants is equal to the number of atoms of an element of products? Let's check it. Now here, first of all, how you will calculate the number of atoms? Best method is that when we calculate the number of atoms on the both sides of the elements, so first of all you will write the element's name, what is present in this reaction. See here, zinc is present, zinc is written here. Hydrogen is present, hydrogen is here. Sulfur is present, sulfur is present here. Then after, oxygen is also present. Then we will write the oxygen also here. Now on the left hand side you will see 1, 2, 3, 4 elements are present: zinc, hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. Same thing, same element is present on the right hand sides also: Zn, zinc, sulfur, oxygen and hydrogen. Now let's calculate on the left hand side. Now number of atoms in the reactants. Reactants means left hand side. Now you will calculate the number of atoms on the left hand sides. Now see here, zinc is here 1, right. Hydrogen you see here H2, hydrogen is a 2 here, right. Sulfur is only 1, right. Oxygen is a 4, then we will write the oxygen is a 4. Now calculate the number of atoms on the right hand sides. Now see here, zinc is 1, sulfur is here, here this one, next one is a hydrogen is a 2 here. Then sulfur is a 1 and the oxygen is here O4. Now students, see here, number of atoms on the both sides, in the reactants also and on the right hand sides also, that is the products, is yes, almost the same. Yes, almost the same. You will see here, zinc 1 on the left hand side, 1 also, right hand side 1 also. Hydrogen 2, sulfur 1, oxygen 4, oxygen 4. Means we can say that number of atoms on the left hand side is equal to the number of atoms in products right hand side. Then we can say that this one is the balanced chemical equation, as the number of atoms of each element is the same on the arrow is a balanced chemical equation. Now let us try to balance the following equation. Now this is your another example here. This one is the example here. See here, this one Fe. Fe is the symbol of a iron. S2O is the symbol of a water. When iron is combined with water, then it will give rise to you ferrous ferric oxide. This is called your ferrous ferric oxide. Now how it is a ferrous and ferric oxide? Because when you take the ferrous oxide, how ferrous ferric oxide came here? When we combine ferrous FeO plus Fe2O3, then it will give rise to Fe plus Fe2. This is Fe3. Oxygen is the 1 here, oxygen 3 here, then oxygen is a 4, and this the formula of the chemical name of this one is ferrous ferric oxide. Ferrous, 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 ferric, FeRRRIC, oxide, OXIDE. No student? Now see here, when the iron is combined with water, then it will give rise to ferrous ferric oxide plus hydrogen. Here is H2 is your gas. Gas is a release here. Now let us try to balance this following equation. How we will balance this equation? Let's start now. Now let's move in another page. This one is your fourth page. Now here some steps are given. No, some steps are given. It is a very easy, you can understand better. Now see here, to balance the chemical equation, first draw a boxes around each formula. Do not change anything inside the boxes while balancing the equation. The first rule of this to balance the equation is that you can't change the formula of any compound. No, you don't change it. You don't do anything in the formulas. Okay, it's not necessary to keep the box here. Here box are given here like this one. It choice is your, it's not a compulsory. Okay, they want to say that only you can you don't change the formula of any compound or anything. Okay, now next in the second step, list the in the second step, list the number of atoms of a different elements present in the unbalanced equation. Yes, the upper one is the unbalanced equation, and the second name of this unbalanced equation is a skeletal chemical equation. Now we have to balance, no? because mass is neither created nor be destroyed. We have to prove that balance equations means the balance equations means to number of atoms on the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, and we can see that the chemical equations are balanced to satisfy the law of a conservation of a mass in all chemical reactions. Now let's see in this third step. Now let's continue the number of atoms. First of all, I told you write the elements on the left hand side. How many types of elements are present? No, then you will see here on the left hand side 3 elements are present. First one is the iron, hydrogen, and another is the oxygen. On the right hand side also same element is present: iron, oxygen, and hydrogen here. Let's calculate this one. Now on the left hand side, iron 1, number of atoms is a 1, hydrogen H2, then hydrogen is a 2 here, oxygen is a 1 here. No, on the right hand side, Fe3, iron has 3 atoms, oxygen uh, oxygen has a, see here, O4, oxygen 4, and hydrogen is a 2. Now you will check it. On the left hand side, iron has 1 atom, and the right hand side, iron has a 3 atoms, hydrogen 2, and right hand side also 2. Left hand side, number of atoms of oxygen is a 1, and the number of atoms in products, it's a 4. No, now let's move to how to balance the equation according to this rules. According to rules, we will move one by one by following the rules. No, then you will see the reaction. We have Fe plus S2 is equal to Fe2 plus, sorry, Fe3O4 plus S2. Now in the third step, they want to say it is often convenient to start balancing with the compound. See here, students, very important line here. Balancing with the compound that contains the maximum number of atoms. No, it may be reactants. It may be reactants or a product. Means compound is present either left hand side or your right hand side. In that compound, select the element which has the maximum number of atoms. Use this criteria. We select Fe3O4 and the element oxygen in it. There are 4 oxygen atoms on the right hand side, only 1 on the left hand side. Now student, they want to say, you will see again this reaction. In this reaction you have a iron plus water, then it will be ferrous oxide plus hydrogen. Now according to the third step, we can select the compound in which number of atoms is or more. No, we have a Fe3O4. In the Fe3O4, you will see here element oxygen. Oxygen has 4 atoms on the right hand side, and on the left hand side, oxygen has only 1 atom left hand sides. Now one by one, in this way we can balance the equation, because I told you that balance the equation means to satisfy the law of a conservation of a mass. No, but then it's your unbalanced equation. This one is the unbalanced equation. Let's balance it. Now move on. Now first of all we will balance the oxygen. Now atoms of oxygen. Now in the reactants, initial oxygen has a 1. In products, oxygen has a 4. No, then according to the row, how you will balance the equation. Now students, here right hand side oxygen has a 4, and in left hand side oxygen has only 1 atom. Now what we will do? We will do that we can put coefficient 4. We can use the coefficient 4. No, we can't write in this way S2O4. No, this is a S2O. Then you will write the 4 here. Now I think in the maths you have studied about the distributive law. Same process we will do here. We will multiply this 4 to these 2 atoms. Now 4 2s are 8. No, hydrogen is a 8 now, and oxygen 4 1s are 4. Now hydrogen has 8 atoms. Now oxygen has a 4 atom. Now with the help of this one, we can balance the oxygen in this equation. Now left hand side and the right hand side both are equal. Now see here, this one means left hand side and right hand side of oxygen is equal, means number of atoms on the both sides is equal. Now on the step 4, now we will let us start the balance the hydrogen atoms. No, hydrogen atom, you will see hydrogen on the left hand side, it's a 2 here. hydrogen. In the reactant it's a 2 here, and on the right hand side, hydrogen has a 8, because 4H2O, 4 2s are 8, no, 4 2s are 8 and 4 1s are 4. Now hydrogen number of atom is 8 and oxygen number of atom is 4 here. No, hydrogen 8 and oxygen is 4 here. Now in the initial, in reactants hydrogen has here 8 and in products 2. Hydrogen only here 2. So what we will do here, we can multiply the hydrogen with the 4. Then now we will put the 4 here. We will put the 4 here. We will put the 4 here. Then 4 2s are 8. Now on the right hand side also, hydrogen has a 8. To equalize the number of hydrogen atoms, make the number of molecules of hydrogen as a 4 on the right hand side. Now we will put the 4 here. Now 4 2s are 8. In this way, here hydrogen is a 8 and hydrogen is a 8. Means hydrogen is a balanced on the both the side, no, and your oxygen is also balanced on the both the side. Now what is left here? Now left, yes, something is left. We have balanced the hydrogen, no, we balance the hydrogen, and we have balanced the oxygen also. We have a 3 elements here. Now iron is the left. Now iron is a left. Now how will balance the iron? Now students, see very carefully here. Iron has a 3 atoms. Now iron has a how many atoms here? 3. Very simple. In the right hand side, iron has a 3 atoms. Then you can put the 3 here. Iron is also balanced. Each element on the both sides of reactants and products is equal. Number of atoms is equal. Now in this way we can say that it is a balanced equation. Now students, see here, then 5 is examine. I told you now, just now I have explained about the iron. In the iron only 1 atom is there. In the right hand side 3 atoms are there. Then we will multiply the iron with the 3. Now finally, to check the correctness of the balance equation, we count the atoms of each element on the both the sides. The number of atoms of element on both the sides are equal. This equation is not balanced. Now this equation is called the balanced equation, and we have balanced this equation. The method which we use the balance the chemical equation is called the hit and trial method. Hit and trial method we can also use in the mass, no, you can also use this hit and trial method in this equation also to balance it, using the smallest whole number coefficient. No, now how you will say that, no, okay, it's clear that we have balanced the equation. Now this equation is a totally balanced, means number of atoms is equal on both the sides, reactants also and the product also. Now how you will make this equation more informative? Yes, in this equation we have balance, we have arranged the total of numbers on the both the side. Now in the 7th step, but that is a very important, and students ignore this one, to balance the to balance the equation or writing the symbols of the physical state. In the physical state, we have to write, in the physical state we have to write these things: solid, liquid, gas, and aqueous. No, these words we can use to write the physical states. No, see here, when you write this chemical equation, then you have to write the gaseous, liquid, aqueous and solid states of a reactants and products. This is a very important, and and this makes the equation more informative. It's a very important how to write the physical state. That you can write the physical state with gaseous, liquid, aqueous and solid state. Now gaseous we can use the symbol G, liquid we can use the symbol L, aqueous we can use the symbol AQ, and for the solid S. Like here iron. Now see this equation, this one equation. Okay, iron is a what here? Solid. Then we can write the solid. Water is a what here? Water means gas. Then we can use the symbol here gas. Now your new products came here. That is the ferric oxide. Formula with it is in the solid form. No, it is in the solid form. That's why it is written here Fe3O4, and in the bracket we can write the solid because it's a solid. No, hydrogen is a gas. Hydrogen is the gas. That's why we can write the here gas. Now see here, note that the symbol G is used with water to indicate that in this reaction water is used in the form of a steam. Yes, it's true, water is actually liquid, but we can use the water in the form of a water vapors or in the form of a steam. That's why we can use the here gas. Usually physical states are not included in the chemical equation unless it is necessary to specify them. Sometimes the reaction conditions such as the temperature, pressures, catalyst, etc. for the reactions are indicated above and or below the arrow in the equation. It is a very important. No, when we'll write the equation, chemical equation, you have to write the physical state, there is a gas, solid, liquid and whatever. Okay, now by indicating the heat changes, by indicating the heat changes or this one, some conditions are given here such as a temperature means heat, and temperature means heat, pressure. This is a very important to write. A catalyst means to break down. No, then see here in this reactions, carbon monoxide CO is the gas plus 2s2 hydrogen gas in the presence of a 340 atmospheric pressure. It will give rise to CH3OH. Here L is a written, that is your L means liquid. Now see here, carbon dioxide plus 12s2O. Now students, 6 molecules of a carbon dioxide aqueous means when something is dissolved in the water, it's called the aqueous. No, the carbon dioxide when they react with 12 molecules of a water liquid in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, then it will give rise to or makes the glucose, that is a C6H12O6 aqueous, and plus 6 oxygen and H2O. Now students, you will see here carbon dioxide. This is a very important reactions taking place in the plant. Plants can take the 6 molecules of a carbon dioxide plus 12 molecules of a water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, then it makes a glucose C6H12O6. This is a chemical formula of a glucose, and it can release the 6 molecules of a oxygen and 6 molecules of a water. Then it's a very, after writing the physical state, it's a very important to mention this one also, reaction condition. such as temperature, pressures, and catalyst. Then we can say that it's a complete reactions takes place. Using these steps, can you balance equation 1.2 given in the text earlier? Now let's move to another page. This one 6. Okay, now here question answers is a given, students. You will try this question answers nicely. I think you will means you have better understand this how to balance the chemical equation. If you have any problem, if you don't know, if don't understand anything, then you will comment me in my comment box. I will explain you. Till then, bye and take care. Have a nice day.